Hey everyone, it's Sean here from Crafted Elements, makers of big silicone molds and our new line of router templates. And here I'm going to be talking about both of those actually. We've actually combined our template line and our mold line to create a system, which we're simply calling the 20x10 cross system, that allows you to use our 20x10x1 cross mold to create wood and resin crosses, and then further refine those shapes using acrylic router templates that fit within the dimensions of the cross mold. So you can use any of these cross-shaped router templates with just a solid plain piece of wood, independent of the mold, of course. You don't have to use our mold. You could create a wood and resin piece with your own mold and then use a cross template to form that. But the advantage is minimal waste of material, whether it be wood or wood and resin or whatever, when you're using the mold and then refining the shape here. So every single one of these templates fits within the dimensions of the finished piece that you would pull from our 20x10 cross mold. So really you go from having a plain, a cool cross, but a plain cross, to something that is much more interesting and unique to kind of match the wood and resin that you've put into this mold. This entire line, of course, is available on our website at craftedelements.com, but we're going to go ahead now and do a sample video of how you would use our how you would pull a piece out of our cross mold, trace onto it with one of these templates, refine it, and then use a router table to get a final shape. Without further ado, let's get going and let's make something epic. All right, so I've run the cross that we've pulled out of our mold through a planer just to level it all out, that the resin is now level on both sides with the wood. And pretty much I can just choose any cross I want here based on the template. These are perfectly clear router templates. I've only left the back paper on to do demonstrations in this video so you can see them easier, because it's really hard to see a clear object on video. So I'm going to line it up here. And what I'm going to do is I want to just create lines that are going to allow me to rough cut this template onto the wood. So I'm going to trace it as you would normally expect to trace this. But when I actually cut it, I'm going to cut a little bit away from the lines just to leave some wood there, because what we're doing is we're just creating a rough shape by trimming it roughly here. And then we're going to let the router table and flush trim router bit along with the template create essentially a duplicate finished shape. That's the entire point of using one of these router templates. So I've created my lines here, and you can use jigsaw, bandsaw, depending on the complexity of the design, table saw, just to trim off what you can. And then we're going to go to our next step. But let's get this roughly trimmed, and then we'll go on to the next shaping phase. So we've rough cut the cross using a jigsaw. Again, you could use a bandsaw, scroll saw, whatever saw that's going to allow you to safely rough cut this. And again, we're keeping anywhere from 1/16 of an inch to up to maybe 1/4 inch away from that tracing line, because it's the template and the flush trim router bit that are actually going to do the accurate forming. So I've obviously really rough cut that. And the next step is going to be attaching our router template to your material. So there's a couple of different schools of thought, a bunch of different ways of doing this. You can use two-sided tape, hot glue. You can use the tape and CA glue method or super glue method. I prefer hot glue. I don't know why, I just find it easy. It's easy to take off after, and you can sand any residue off and then you're done. But to each their own, wherever method you choose, all that matters is that this template is secure on your material. If it's not secure, it's gonna move around and then your piece is ruined. So, template, hot glue, and make sure it's obviously level. That would be, you don't want this to be a big glob of hot glue underneath there that is going to make the template rise up in certain spots. But anyway, this is really good. We've got a good bond here, nice and flat. You can see it's within the extents of the finished piece. And now we can take this over to our router table and set up our flush trim bit. All right, if you've used our router templates or any router template before, you can use a handheld router from the top, or you can use a router table with a flush trim router bit. Whatever method you choose, it's whatever you're more comfortable with. I prefer the router table. I find it easier, and definitely if you're doing small, skinnier things like this, where you'd have to run a handheld router on top of this template, there's definitely more room for error and problems keeping that router level on a template, whereas keeping this level on a table, on a router table like this, is much easier. And if you're not familiar with the router table, all it is, it's a handheld router with an adjustable trajectory that allows you to go up and down, and it's just attached to a table base, so it comes through this hole. But what we're going to do is we're going to line this flush trim router bit, it's a 1/4 inch router bit, with a bearing. Now this bearing is kind of what makes this entire system work. Bearing runs across this template, and the bearing obviously doesn't cut into the template, but the blade below at the same diameter as the bearing will then cut off all the excess, essentially mimicking the router template onto the wood. So let's get started. And that's it, that's how it's done. You've taken the template and mimicked it onto the wood, duplicated it onto the wood. I always like to point out mistakes because this is woodworking, this is not perfection. In most cases, definitely not for me, it's not perfection. There's a lot better woodworkers following us here on Instagram and social media and YouTube than me. But we had a little bit of a little blowout here with the router where it just caught the edge of that and took a little bit of a chunk out of here. So to fix that, we could either obviously use some wood filler, take some of the wood that we've taken off, mix it up, sawdusted it rather, and fill it in there and then recut it. Otherwise, I think I'm going to end up chamfering this entire thing anyway, rounding off the edges, so you're probably not going to notice that little chip. But anyway, worth noting that mistakes are okay and they do happen, but otherwise that's how this template works. The next thing we're going to do is just pry the template off the material, which is always a fun part. And there you go, and that's kind of why I like the hot glue method, because it's not permanent, and the hot glue you can just kind of peel right off there. And anything that's left residue-wise, you can sand. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to round off the edges with this chamfering bit, or rounding bit, depending on your school of thought, depending what you want to call it. But it just gives a nice round edge along the perimeter of the material on both sides. Well, that actually concludes this project. I finished this in a Howard cutting board oil, which is just kind of what I had here. Of course, you could finish your materials in doing a top coat of resin, Odie's oil, walrus oil, whatever type of wood finish you'd like to use. But either way, I hope you enjoyed watching us go from raw olive wood and epoxy resin using our 20x10 silicone mold and refining that shape to something a little bit more unique using our new line of cross templates designed for this 20x10 mold. This Roman cross turned out really, really well, as you can see. And by chamfering the edges and just doing a quick sand, I got rid of that little nick that my router took off, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. You can buy this mold or any of these templates from our website, craftedelements.com. And remember, if you're using any of our molds or templates and you have an Instagram account, make sure you tag us in whether you're showing how you actually build something or the finished product. At Crafted Elements Co. on Instagram. We are always looking for content to repost to both our main account as well as our resin and wood Instagram accounts, which will help you grow and help us grow. So again, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to us here on YouTube, please do that now because we're always loving making content like this for you, featuring our unique line of products. Thanks again, and happy making.